we are here for Tier 1 in Baku, Azerbaijan, and it is set to be, I think, a doozy of a race. We've had carnage in the last two tiers, Tier 3 and Tier 2. Tier 2 last night, it was a bit of a race behind safety car. But, you know, it is what happens on street tracks. Walls close to each other, 90-degree turns, heaps of it. But you know what? We're here for it. We love it. It's what we love to do. So let's get at it. I think this is going to be quite a decent race. We've got some guys up in the top three who are definitely on form. Left for Dead, 100% on form. You've got the boys like Oz Curtis. He's on form. You've got Noodles is definitely coming up there. But we've got a couple of new guys as well joining the ranks. We've got Oxchillo, who is now the new full-time driver for Mercedes, racing alongside Noodles. And then we've got a couple of our new reserve drivers. So JK Sniper, Roscoe 212, and then we've got a couple of the old favourites like Abstracts, who is now back in a full-time seat for Aston Martin in Tier 2, but he's going to be reserving Tier 1 tonight. And then we've also got, where is he? I saw him before. Bremer is also up there, and Zoltan is reserving for the Ferrari tonight. So this is going to be quite interesting. 26 laps around Baku tonight. So this track here is going to be one of those ones that you want to set low fuel. You want to under fuel because there are going to be safety cars. Total track length 6.006 kilometers, which is the longest and the fastest track on the calendar. Like I said, 26 laps, total of 20 corners. And then later on, I'll go through a bit of a rundown on a lot of the corners and how you want to be taking those corners. Not so much gearing. I'm not going to be talking about the gearing. I'm going to just be talking about how your run into each corner is going to be and those sorts of things. Another driver that we've got on board here at the moment with is Accelerator. He is definitely on form at the moment. He's had a few podiums the last few races, so he's going to be one to watch, I believe. So keep an eye on him, and we'll see where we can get to. ZK, good to have you on board, my man. I saw that first time chat. Yeah, it was intense music. Curtis, how are you, my man? Good luck tonight in that Rari. I'd love to see you up there. So last week's race obviously didn't go to the way you wanted it to, but you know you'll get back up there. Yeah, ZK, it should be a good race. I'm hoping with these boys here. Claps for life. G'day. Got a bone to pick with you at the moment, mate. I don't know where you're telling people that you're allowed back into the league, and that I said that you could. Definitely not the case. But anyways, we'll move on. So, Accelerator now starts his fast lap. We're going to race. We're going to jump on board with him, find out how he goes around here. We'll open up everything, telemetry. We'll get the lap data going, and we'll get the track map going for the full map here. But he is going to be the first one to set the lap around here. Kahoot also now starting his lap. We've also got Restless Orb starting his lap, and it looks like JK Sniper as well, who is now the second on track. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, it did let you in, and then we removed it very quickly. But Accelerator currently first one to set the lap, so he will be the benchmark. He sets the fastest first sector, obviously being the first one to cross it. But we're going to see how he goes against these guys behind him, against drivers like Rapid Kahoot, against drivers like Noodles, and against drivers like Curtis. These are the guys that we're going to be watching. Left for Dead also, he is definitely one of the ones to watch after he put it on pole last week. And I think he is going to be able to do some wonders around this track. He's definitely got some speed that I know of, so it's going to be great to see what he can do. So beautifully taken corner here by Accelerator as he now heads down into the final fast left-right chicane. Left-right chicane, I should say. Which then takes you out into the longest straight on this track, which is currently 2.2 kilometers straight down into turn 1. So you are going to have to pull up stumps real quick to try and make that 90-degree turn, as he now opens up his DRS for that long run down past the line to see where he can go and what time he can put in. Sets it with a 1:43.92, and that is a very quick lap. But JK Sniper goes even faster with a 1:39.923 off the bat. And Rapid Kahoot Master had a bit of an issue there with a 141.270, so we'll see how that goes. He's definitely going to need to pick up the pace there a little bit. But Rapid J-Rad with a 140.025, so already a nice quick time. I was talking to him earlier. He's not feeling too confident with his recent races and left for dead. A 139.702. That is going to be a tough one to beat. Already 2 tenths ahead of JK Sniper in P2, but it is early days. Arcozel now goes P2 with a Alfa Romeo P1 and P2. This could be the strat that these guys are looking for. They're going to have to start on alternate tyres so that they can pit at different times and try and get it. But Rilo now takes that fastest lap with a 139.691 for the McLaren lads. And then Noodles, it is just popping off here at the moment. Noodles sets the 139.285. That is an absolute blistering time. 4 tenths ahead of the driver behind in P2. That is super, super quick. We've also got a driver down the back here, is OCE Birdie. Birdie has now stepped in for one of his drivers. I believe it is both of them, actually, I think, tonight, that aren't able to make it. We've also got a driver that dropped out and didn't join back in, but we'll see how that goes. So we'll jump on board with Oz Curtis, yet to set a lap. He is now on an out lap. Yeah, Kahoot Wash Noodles for top 100 here. We'll see. So Curtis now grabbing a tow by his teammate Zoltan, who is now in the Ferrari just for the night as he has stepped in to take over Hello There, who unfortunately couldn't make it tonight. Not too sure why, but so be it. We've got a reserve, so that's all that matters. Now Restless, now Oz Curtis, my gosh, now jumps out from behind the wash of Zoltan and heads straight into turn 1. And 4th gear takes all of the curb that he can possibly get, which is probably going to wash off a little bit of time there. Now heads into turn 2. Another 90-degree left-hander opens up that DRS, heading straight down the second longest straight here on the track. Now with another 90-degree left-hander. You want to take up as much of that curb as possible and use all the curb on the exit as well, as he has done. Beautifully done here. Now you want to head into the right-hander, which will now take you down to the left kink and then into the left-right chicane. Now this one here, you've got to pull up real quick and then stomp to the floor your accelerator to get you right back up into speed. This one here though, this corner right here, you can take all of the curb, almost using the entire car to cross that curb. Now into the castle mode, left, right, and then straight back through, putting your foot down as you drive out of this turn here. And then these two fast 2 left-handers, you do not need to pull up. This is just as fast as possible, foot to the floor. But this downhill braking point to the left, you want to pull up real quick, use all of the curb on the exit, as Curtis has done. And then another downhill braking zone, pulling it into 3rd gear, out into 4th on your exit, using as much as that curb as possible, not to try and put your whole entire car onto it, otherwise you can spin. And then we go into the fast chicane here. This one here managed to catch out a driver last night. We're talking about Easy Reaper, who unfortunately did DNF into that zone last night very early on into the race, and it was sad to see him go. And Curtis now goes P2 with that time with 139.501. So Noodles is the man to beat here tonight. So we have Restless Orb now out in a lap also, heading up through the castle. 3rd gear, and then down to 2nd, back up into 3rd. No, he's going to sit in 2nd the whole way through, and then up into 3rd. It's funny. It's so funny watching people take corners so differently to everybody else. I know heading up into the castle, I tend to try and be up into 4th or 5th, heading up through the castle to gain as much traction through there as possible, and then I drop to 3rd on the way out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It wasn't an admin, Clappy. It doesn't matter. Let's just leave it, yeah? Yeah, you're 2 on the way on controller, but you're in full traction control, man, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, we keep going. Restless Orb managed to put up a 1:41.417, so still not a great time here. Quite slow in regards to these guys ahead with the 1:39s. You know, Noodles now on an out lap. We've only got half of the session left. Roscoe yet to set a lap, but he is on his lap right now. Let's see how he goes. His DRS is open, heads straight into turn. I think that was 3, 2 or 3. 3. Now we head to 4. So he's using a fair bit of the track, and this guy is running no ABS by the sounds of that. Yep, no ABS and no traction. This guy is running no assists, and this is exactly what we like to see. That said, I'll never run no ABS. It scares the shit out of me. So Roscoe absolutely flying along here. Not, I don't think he's on track for a pole position. I think he's just tapped that little wall there on his rear right. We'll see how that goes. Uses as much of the curb on the way out as exactly what you want to do. Now through the fast chicane, straight down onto the main straight. That's a massive 2.2 kilometre straight. To use as much of his DRS as he can, opens it up as early as possible. As soon as you hit that line, you want to open that up. And that McLaren is looking good, but only goes P13 with that 1:48.46. So Roscoe yet to find a little bit of time. 6 minutes and 36 seconds left on the quali here as our Tier 1 lads roam around Baku trying to put in the laps and trying to get as much as they can do. Rilo now DNF, so he is out somewhere. Where is he? Oh, he's down in the back section. Looks like he's hit that that curb, I reckon. Who have we got coming around there now? Is that J-Rad? No, that is Cubistic. So guys are going to jump on board with Cube. Ah, it's gone. Damn it. Nah, Birdie, you got to start changing too, man. You're doing well. Very, very well. So Cubistic Flunky now on a lap. The only one yet to set a lap as he comes down the main straight here. And where is he going to put it? He's currently sitting P18. No time set. Halfway through the quali session. He's going to be able to get around one more time and get into the pits. And that's only going to put him into P7 with a 1:41.584. And you know what? It's probably not a bad shout starting down the back of the grid on the opening lap. We saw what happened last night in turn 1. And there we go. Noodles now goes fastest again with a 1:39.220, improving on his time. We've got a car driving backwards down the... Who was that? That's Kahoot doing donuts on track. Trying to get himself back. Oh, Kahoot. You are washed, my mate. Yeah, Noodles too good. He's found a couple of found a bit of pace this race, this past few weeks in Wallaby, but tonight he is looking absolutely dominant. We've got Curtis now also on a lap. By the looks of it, yeah, he is on a lap as he now heads down through the fast sections there. Now, where he's going to put this is going to be quite interesting because currently sitting P2, you've got the likes of J-Rad left for dead and Accelerate, and there he goes. Curtis gets real slippy heading up towards the castle section. Now comes out of the castle section in P2, in second gear, opens it up, and he looks like he may have invalidated. He does not invalidate. It should have, in my opinion. He went right across the white lines there. So fast through the double left-hander, straight down. Is there a car in front of him? Is he going to get out of the way? He does, gets out of the way nicely at the end there. Takes all of the curb again, beautifully done. And Noodles is actually looking to be a little bit faster here. I don't know if it's going to be quite enough to put Noodles into P2. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to be. So we'll soon see. Abstract's retired from the session. Oh, it looks like he's hit the wall. And that's Curtis. Curtis is bailed out of that lap. Wasn't happy with it. Left for Dead now goes fastest with a 1:38.748. That is a massive time on top of Noodles. This is actually quite like very big for him. After last week's dominant victory in Spain, and now coming into Baku, a street track with very tight corners, walls either side of you, the concrete jungle, and this man now puts it into P1 currently with Butt. However, is Noodles going to be able to get out in time and set another lap to try and take P1 back from Left for Dead? Is Oz Curtis going to be able to try and put up a fight? We saw him last week, who he just wasn't as competitive as what we know him to be. JK Sniper, the newest reserve to the grid, trying his hand out for the first time in race. Currently sitting in P3, so quite a decent lap from him put in early on in the session. Currently has set a invalidated lap, but we'll see where he can get up to. He's going to try and go around again. Or maybe not. He's only on 10% ERS. He will not be able to get around again. So this might be where he finishes. I saw that. So Noodles is now on lap. No, he's in pit. He's on his out lap. Okay. So cars out for their final lap dash to try and secure themselves one of the top spots here. Henchman, how are you, my man? Want to join me? JK Sniper now heads into the pits and retires in pit lane. We've also got Noodles still on his out lap, who is now coming through the castle section, just about to try and start his lap. He's going to try and want to put it in front of Left for Dead. Left for Dead, I don't think is going to be able to get back around. No, definitely not. No, he's still in his pits. That's it for him. He's done. Oz Curtis, though, up in P4, now on a fast lap. Where is he going to try and put it? He is... Oh, no, he's not on a fast lap. He's still on a out lap. My fault. Fair enough. Fair enough. So Oz Curtis and Noodles, these are the two guys to watch. Kahoot, now down in P16, has retired. Abstracts in P15 has also retired. So Noodles now opens up his DRS as he goes to start his lap now. Oz Curtis starts his lap. He is coming into turn one. We're going to watch what he does, and then we'll jump on board with Noodles, who is using him for the tow. So this could be quite interesting. These two battling it out in the People's Championship, the Drivers' Championship, I should say. But JK Sniper now goes down to P4, accelerator up into P3, where we are used to seeing him. So he's seemed to have found something in the last few laps. So Noodles, though, in P2, Oz Curtis in P5. Oz Curtis is going to try and want to put it up there into at least the top two, I reckon. He's going to try and get top two, but Noodles now sets the fastest first sector. So this could be pole position for Noodles if he can get it. He's got to keep it in line, though. He's got to try and keep it in the slipstream of Curtis, because this will be able to put him right up into P1 if he can get it. But Curtis now is hasn't been hindered by his teammate there, so that's lucky. Managed to get out of the way at the right time. Noodles using all of the track, beautifully done, up into 4th, 5th, 6th, very early down, drops down to 3rd gear, early up into 4th, nicely done too, using all of the track. Now you want to take 6th, 7th, you want to be up into 8th as you round that corner. 9th, oh sorry, I don't know why I said 9th. 8th is where you're going to max out. Now you're going to open up that DRS at this line right here. You can hear that beep, which means your DRS is available. You can open up your back wing. And Oz Curtis now goes P2. And Noodles takes P2 back from Oz Curtis. Oz Curtis now down into P3, knocking Accelerator off into the second row, joining Curtis alongside him. P1 Left for Dead, P2 Noodles, P3 is Oz Curtis, and P4 is Accelerator. P5 JK Sniper, new to the grid there, racing for Aston Martin tonight as a reserve. Rapid J-Rad in the Alpine, P6. Rilo P7 in the McLaren. Oxchillo, another reserve for the Mercedes boys. New full-timer for the Mercedes boys. Arkozel in P9 for Alfa Romeo. Zoltan P10 for Ferrari. JBO in the Haas as another reserve. Cubistic Flunky in the Alpine. Williams Racing, we have TTV Abyss in P13. P14 is OCE Birdie as another reserve. Roscoe, another reserve for McLaren. Abstracts, another reserve for Aston Martin, who he is now racing full-time for. Rapid Kahoot and Restless Orb in the Red Bulls, rounding out the bottom two positions in 17th and 18th. 22 viewers in the chat. Welcome to the chat, guys. Obviously, if you are new and you want to join Wallaby Racing League, just hit up one of the guys in chat there, and we'll be able to try and sort something out for you to get you a link to the Discord, and we'll be able to get you racing as soon as possible. Once you've got your TT times in, we'll get you tiered up where you're supposed to be, and then we can keep going. Now, guys, please remember, we do not have formation laps on at the moment. Formation laps are causing lots of issues at the moment with the lobbies, so we have turned them off. And we don't expect them to be fixed anytime soon, considering the new game, F123, is coming out soon. So let's hope that this game just doesn't get further and further broken, shall we? Yeah, there we go, guys. If you are wanting to be a part of Wallaby Racing League, the link is in the chat there. Thank you, Henchman, for putting that in, man. I appreciate that. Hopefully you guys want to join us. And if you're already in the league, make sure you say hello in chat so we know that you're here. ZK, keeping the chat going. What probably will. Oh, right. So here we go. Let's have a look at the tyres and everything here. So everyone, top 10 starting on the hards, below starting on mediums, and a few hards in there. But we now go to the top two position. Oz Curtis now goes for a massive start and goes up into P1 real quick. Left for Dead and Noodles just caught napping. Not too sure what happened with Oz Curtis there, but he got an absolute blistering start. Position changes. Oz Curtis is up 2 positions. Arkozel up 4 positions. Birdie up 5 positions. We've got Abstracts up 3 positions, but unfortunately for JK Sniper, not too sure what happened with him. He is down 12 positions. That is not good for him. I believe he may have thought that the formation lap may still be on. That's maybe what happened there. But he is now fighting back through. So the battle at the moment to watch up here is for P1 and P2, Oz Curtis and Left for Dead. Left for Dead just wants to gain his position back that he missed out on, that he lost out on the race start there, that Oz Curtis managed to secure by gapping 2 people off the start immediately. JK Sniper already gets a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Not too sure what's going on there, but we'll have to have a look at that a bit later on if it's going to go to the stewards. Now there's a bit of a gap forming already. We've got 1 second to Left for Dead from Noodles and Left for Dead, I should say, but Accelerator now on the backside of Noodles. Arkozel 1.1 second off of Accelerator. We are going to start to see some gaps already forming quite quickly. Birdie 5/10 off of Zoltan. Zoltan 6/10 off of Oxchillo. Oxchillo only 5/10. It's going to be Gap City very soon, I'm going to say. Probably give it 3 laps and I reckon we'll start to see those gaps form. Oh no. So let's have a look at the penalty situation here. It looks like some things have popped up. Drive-through for Oz Curtis, drive-through for Left for Dead, and JK Sniper a 5-second. That is not good. I'm going to guess that they got a bit of a... I'm going to guess they got a bit of a jump start. Let's have a look at the race director, and we'll see what happened there. No. Thank you. Yeah, no, drive through for jump starts. So we've got 4 people jump starts, left for dead, invalidated lap time, yeah. So there we go. Well, these two are going to have to try and fight their way back from the back of the grid. They're going to have to try and see what they can do, be a bit efficient, try and save their tyres as much as possible, but also try to gain a bit of a gap between these guys behind them so that they can at least pull something. But you do not want to use all of your ERS because you know that you're going to have to pit. You know, or drive through the pit. So you want to try and keep that ERS for later on. Thanks, Henchman. Appreciate that, mate. ZK, yeah, thanks for the heads up there, man. I did not see it until that. So let's back out of that penalty now. Go down to none. We're going to have a watch here. We're going to have a look at the predicted stop strategy there. A 2-stopper. We're going to go medium, medium, hards. And if you're going for the 1-stopper, you're going to go on the mediums, then to the hards. But these top 10 started on the hards and are going to go to the mediums later on in the race, which could be a good shout. I know last night I went medium, soft medium, so Curtis now sets the fastest lap with a 1:43. Let's jump down the back here. We're seeing a bit of argy-bargy by the looks of it. J-Rad now up into... There we go. We've got some drivers. Left for dead has now served his drive-through penalty, bringing him right back down into P14 behind Roscoe in the McLaren there. So we've got some battles going up ahead here with Rilo and Arcozal. Rilo manages to get past, and now we've got J-Rad joining the fight behind Arcozal. We're going to see what J-Rad can do. Can he make any sort of move on this very tight track with walls on either side? It's very hard. It's extremely hard. We noticed last night we had to watch drivers making probably some very bully style moves. Mike. Is that better? I can't hear it. Hello. Alright guys, just let me know how that goes, because I've had to change headsets again to see what the hell the go is here, but just let me know if that is a bit better. I can't hear anything. It's still bad. Okay, is that better? I'm on the stream. I can't hear it, that's why. Alright, is that better? Alright, is that better, guys?
EA Sports. It's in the game.
And that is going to take some fixing.
Guys, I'm so sorry about this. This is just... I don't know if it's working or not yet, but I'm hoping it's the actual game and not my controller or headset, because two controllers and two headsets I've tried and it's doing the same thing, so... It's working now? Yeah, it's the game then. That's what the issue was. Alright, I should be back into the race in just a moment. Maybe. Oh man, I'm so sorry about this, guys. Yep. Bitcoin received, thank you. Thank you, Abs. Alright, so we are back after I don't know what happened. I know it was the game that was the issue, but look, we are back. We are now back to racing. We've got everything back up, telemetry, let's get all this stuff back up. Anyway, we are on a full safety car at the moment because unfortunately one of our championship contenders, Left 4 Dead, has DNF'd. I'm not too sure what happened. Left 4 Dead, if you just, there we go. I got so confused and then just binned it. What's this? My clutch just deactivated and I was still holding it. I just got so confused and then I just binned it, pushing it too hard. Yeah, unfortunate, man. But as we say every week, in words of the Great War Machine, come back stronger next week, my man. We know you've got it in you. Mate, the pace that you've got, the drive that you've got to even keep it at the top with these boys is just unreal. So keep it up, man, because like the leaps and bounds that you have come in such a short distance of time is unreal. So going from when you first joined WRL to what to even what you're like now in chat, mate, I couldn't be prouder of the person that you are now. So keep it up. So we go racing. Noodles now in P1, Accelerator P2, Rilo in P3. Looks like Noodles caught Accelerator napping just a little bit there, but Accelerator now managing to keep up. Rilo on the back of him, only 1.3, goes to make a move. Is he going to send it down the inside? He does. 2 by 2, they go wide. And Rilo still trying to stick it down the inside of him. Is he going to get the move done? It looks like they're going to go side by side again into turn 3. Is he going to get it done here? He does, just on the inside, and leaves enough racing room. That there, JTM, is how it's done. That's how it's done. And Accelerator now under the pressure of Arkozal as well. Now Arkozal now goes down the inside of him, also looking to get the move done. They go side by side, beautifully done here. Room has been left. Arkozal gets a little bit squirrely, but still manages to keep it ahead of Accelerator. But Accelerator fights back. Is he going to keep the position? He goes real wide, and Accelerator holds position there. Now keeps P3. Arkozal now under attack from the boys of Rapid J-Rad, Oxchillo and Zoltan. Zoltan 8/10 off of the back of Oxchillo. Is he going to be able to make up a little bit more time? It's but the man up ahead, Noodles, is now just off in the distance. 2.5 seconds, managing to keep it. Arkozal has damage, he's saying. Andy H, the team principal, is saying Arkozal has damage. Let's have a look here. I can't see any damage. It looks to me he's got both end plates. His front wing looks alright. Rear wing looks, I can't tell with the rear wing. I don't think he's got any damage. Noodle left for dead. Just got a bit confused with something on his clutch and then just bent it, pushing it too hard. But Accelerator 1.4 off the back of Rilo. Rilo now has a massive challenge ahead of him to try and catch Noodles and reel him in to try and at least to be able to make a move on him. Let's have a look at the tyre situation though. Tyres, both on 8-lap-old tyres, so they did stay out under the safety car. A lot of the drivers did. OCE Birdie out on the medium tyres. We've got JK Sniper trying to make up all the positions that he lost on the start. Now onto the soft tyres, which can get him at least 7 to 8 laps. I think, roughly. I think that's what I got last night before they started to drop off a bit. And then he will look to jump onto the mediums, I would say, if they can keep going, or he'll jump onto the hards. I believe he started on the hards, so, and he didn't even get, he got a few laps in, so might want to jump to the mediums later on in the session. OCE Birdie, 8/10 off of Zoltan, managing to keep up quite well, but Zoltan now trying to fight, and Zoltan is around and in the wall. And he loses his front wing. I think this is exactly where he did it last night too. Just managed to take too much of that curb and then spun himself around and just absolutely plasters that wall. You'll see some new Ferrari branding on that wall shortly if he does that again. Yeah, that's exactly right. Noodles is definitely checked out. He's starting to slow up a bit. We've got a bit of a distance closing in. Was 2.4 seconds. It's now 1.9, 1.8. So we'll see how we go here. DRS is now enabled. We're going to go back up to Arkozal, who is managing to keep up with Accelerator. Only 6/10 off. Managing to hold that gap into DRS, which is exactly what he wants to do. So he'll open up his DRS around this corner here. DRS opens up wide open, and unfortunately for Accelerator, he does not have that advantage. So he needs to rely on his straight line speed that it looks like he has over Arkozal, because Arkozal just lost a bit of time there, even with DRS. So we've got some positions changing down here. We've got JBO and Abstracts. Abstracts now goes right around down the inside of JBO, manages to keep that position. Nicely done. We got Abyss now on the back of JBO. Is he going to try and make a move? We'll have a look in a minute. I don't think he's going to. I think he's He's going to sit here quite nicely. If he can get up the inside here, he doesn't. He gets closed off. However, we are looking at another driver here. Roscoe and Birdie. Roscoe getting a little bit, what's the word for it? Fighty? I know Andy Hannafan and probably more. Actually, yeah, Andy Hannafan would probably be one of the only ones in the lobby at the moment and in the race at the moment that will even understand this reference. But let's say Rilo is starting to get a bit racy as if he was under safety car in Bahrain. Oh, the old war machine internet days, hey? We don't miss that at all. So Roscoe now only 2/10 off the back of Birdie, opens up that DRS and goes to make the move. He is now away and clear. He is ready to race. He's off and racing. Oz Curtis now up ahead of him, 2.2 seconds. Oz Curtis only 6/10 off of JK Sniper ahead of him. So if he can, yeah, Zoltan, in the famous words of Duck Puncher, get better. Yep, Zoltan, you hear me? Get better. Now that's Birdie into the pit, going on to the 0-lap old hards. So pitting quite early after safety car when everybody is bunched up. He probably wanted to have tried to hold onto those tyres a little bit longer, just to keep himself in a bit of a fight. But now I don't think that's going to help him much at all. So Rapid Kahoot now down to P17. What has happened to him? It shocks me. I just don't know what's going on with that guy. But, you know, we move. So Oz Curtis now only 4/10 behind JK Sniper, closing in that gap rapidly too. Only 3/10 off of him now. Is he going to be able to try and make a move down the straight? Because he will have DRS. So will JK Sniper. But it's all going to come down to that turn one. Sorry, not turn one. It's going to come down to your straight line speed. Alright. So I was just trying to double check something here. I'm not too sure what the go is here, but looks like things are going wrong with me left, right and centre tonight. I don't know why. Connecting back to the chat. Looks like we're good. Anyways, we get back to it. Sorry about the stream tonight, guys. It is just all over the place. Zoltan now goes fastest with the 142.749 on the mediums for the Ferrari as a reserve there. Oz Curtis, the other Ferrari, currently sitting in P7, only 3/10 off of JK Sniper. Wasn't able to get the move done down the main straight. It looks like JK Sniper has the better straight line speed, but it is in the corners where Oz Curtis seems to catch him. Is only 3/10 off, almost 4/10 off of the back of JK Sniper. You can smell the gearbox. Just wants to have a crack at it. JK, I'd probably start lubing yourself up, mate, because something could be going on here. He is right up the backside of you. Sniffing. Going to get that bump draft. If you break that little bit harder. Oh, here we go. So is he going to be able to get the move done down the main straight? We're going to come through the left and right chicane now onto the main straight, and that is one driver into the wall. That is JK Sniper. He just pushed it a little bit too hard, and that is going to be a full course safety car. That safety car is now heading out of the pit lane, and that is really unfortunate for JK. Oz Curtis sitting right behind it was very lucky not to get caught up in the car bouncing off the wall, but you know, it's drivers like this, drive through penalty for Zoltan. It's just going to go bad to worse for him. But, oh man, you hate to see it. Abstract's already 32 seconds off, but he's now going to be able to afford to catch up on the safety car restart for this one. We've got drivers Oxchillo, JBO, Abyss, Flunky and Restless Orb all into the pits, changing their tyres. So let's go back to the tyre strategies and have a look to see what is happening on these tyres. So there we go. So top two, hard tyres, 12 laps, Noodles and Rilo. They are going to want to pit soon because as we saw last night with a lot of the drivers, they just fell off very, very quickly. Yeah, right. Sorry, guys, just reading a text that came through about something, but that's all right. We move. I don't think there's any issues that I can see. Yeah, okay. Sorry guys, my stream is just not keeping up at the moment. I don't know what is going on. Everything's just gone wrong. We'll be dead by the end. 13 laps on mediums, yeah. Look, 13 laps on hards is... See, we've got Roscoe now into the pits. So there we go. So they've now dropped into the pits, Noodles and Rilo. We saw the drivers last night. I think Zoltan, one of them, going 17 laps on his hard tyres and just got absolutely blitzed by JTM on the better compound mediums at the end of the race there. Just absolutely sconced him, went straight past, and that was it. It said, see you later. Zoltan put his hands into the shape of a Z and said Zoltan. But as we all learnt, and I'm telling you guys now this, but Zoltan, it's not actually pronounced Zoltan. That L-looking word, that L-looking shape right there is actually an I. So his name is actually Zoitan, we found out. So if anybody wants to call him Zoitan, I recommend you do so. Because he absolutely loves it. Froths on it, even. So, Noodles and Rilo, fresh mediums. Roscoe only on 8-lap-old mediums. He didn't pit because he saw his driver ahead of him pit, but the McLaren's in P1 and P3. Roscoe is going to have to try and get a bloody good drive out of here, try and catch everyone sleeping as best as he can to try and get as much gap to the drivers behind, saving himself a little bit of challenging, which is going to burn your tyres out that little bit extra. Noodles is going to want to try and actually not be caught sleeping, and he's going to try and want to get the overtake as soon as possible. And then Rilo is going to have to see if there's going to be any team orders with Roscoe moving out of his way for him. We'll have to see there. Arcozal in P4, looking good for the Alfa Romeo lads here. Accelerator trying to get back up onto the podium from P5. J-Rad in P6, looking very good for the Alpines here as well. GSRL Oceana, I'm not too sure what is going on here. Yeah, Roscoe should pit. I completely agree. Roscoe should be pitting here. Let's see what he does here, though. Is he going to pit? He doesn't. Just stays on track. I mean, he could be playing the team game here and going to try and hold up Noodles as best as he can. So that way Rilo's got a good fighting chance to try and get past Noodles on some of the corners. But, it's got to be... You're going to hope... You'd want to hope so anyway. You want to hope that that's why Roscoe didn't pit. I strongly think he should have pitted, jumped onto fresh mediums, and then gone the distance on these mediums. You can definitely go the distance on these, but I think he could even be banking for a late safety car. Could be banking for that late safety car. We'll have to wait and see. There's only one driver with a penalty at the moment, and that is Zoltan with a drive-through penalty. So as most people know, you cannot serve a drive-through penalty while the safety car is out. You have to wait for that safety car to drive in, and then he'll need to follow that safety car in. That will be losing him a ton of time, but it's team orders. I guess he can't do anything about it. Yeah, look, it's if there's team orders. These guys may not even know each other. They may not even be in a party. What's going on my stream? So safety car is in this lap. Hopefully everything starts to fix itself on this stream. I don't even not know what is going on here. We've got a lot of storms and everything going on, so maybe that's got an effect. It shouldn't do. Never had it before. Roscoe leading the safety car restart. We're going to jump on board with Noodles, though. We're going to see if he can manage to get past Roscoe on the safety car restart. Roscoe needs to have a blinder here. But Noodles is actually quite good at these safety car restarts. He's good at knowing and good at reading when people are going to go. Mystic Flunky, 5-second penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. Not too sure what's happened back there, down at the back of the pack in 14th and 15th and 16th. And there we go. Roscoe manages to catch Noodles sleeping that tiny little bit, but the tyre difference is going to be what saves Noodles here. Only 6/10. Wasn't able to gap him any further than that. Now, that 6/10 closes back down to 4/10, 3/10, 3 point. There we go. He's going to be able to get him probably, I would say, the next 2 laps. He's going to be able to try and make a move. Rilo already losing a bit of time to Noodles ahead. This is where Roscoe is going to need to start playing that team game and slowing down Noodles as much as he can. Kozel on the back of Rilo, 3/10 for the Alfa Romeo lads here. The only one left on track, unfortunate for Left 4 Dead. We've got Accelerator also on the back of our Kozel, losing a little bit of time here, and our Kozel starting to gain time on Rilo. Rilo starting to gain time on Noodles, and Noodles really starting to gain time on Roscoe. Roscoe holding up Noodles as best as he can. It's going to try. Is he going to try and make a move? No, he's not. He's going to sit behind him, going up through Castle. Nicely done. Now, Noodles sitting 3/10 behind Roscoe. These are the moves that we love. These are the battles that we love to see. The battles where everybody is so close together. Roscoe jumped him, but not for long. Yep, exactly. 100% correct. Hopefully, the stream is still going. Okay. So we've got another full course safety car, and that is Cubistic Flunky. DNF'd down, just coming out of the back chicane there. I'm so sorry about this stream, guys. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, thanks, Andy. I didn't realize. Just on my end, it's playing up something chronic. So, not sure what's going on my end then. But I'm glad it's all right for you guys. Yeah, Flunky dead. Flunky has died. That is one Alpine out, one Aston Martin out, and an Alfa Romeo all out. It's really unfortunate for these guys, especially for Left 4 Dead. And Left 4 Dead, championship contender, really pulling in a lot of points for the Constructors title too. I think currently leading Constructors. Let's have a quick squiz at that. Let's go back to the Discord, go to Tier 1, and we're going to have a look at the Constructors Championship there. So Ferrari currently leading the Constructors Championship by 2 points above Alfa Romeo. So this is where our Kozel is going to play that pivotal role in securing the P1 spot for the Constructors' Championship. You've got drivers like Zoltan and Curtis who are in P6 and 11, but P4 could hopefully mean enough points to keep these guys up the top there. Steer away from that wall there, Arcozal. You're so close to that. Whew. Yeah, I'd say Accelerator had a bit of a squiz somewhere, had a bit of an issue, not too sure what. And then let's also go and have a look at the Drivers' Championship here, the Drivers' standings. I know for a fact, and there it is, Curtis is up in P1, 250 points. But the driver behind, Left for Dead, currently sitting on 197 points. So Left for Dead was starting to come back, but unfortunately for him tonight, it's just meaning that gap is going to be getting further and further and further away. So Arcozal now getting a little bit racy here under safety car, but it's all right. It's not causing any issues at the moment. Rilo wanting to try and close down again to Noodles. This is where Roscoe needs to pit. Roscoe needs to pit here. I don't know why he hasn't again. It's just, it's baffling. Still sitting on 12 lap hold hards versus your 4 lap hold mediums. They're right on your backside. It's just, he needs to pit. If you can go into a set of mediums or even a set of softs and take them the whole way, the set of softs under a safety car, you're going to 3 laps, you're going to be sitting quite pretty. I mean, not now. Definitely don't want to do it now because you're going to lose so many positions. You're now going to have to keep your track position. You should have pitted a fair while ago. So Roscoe currently in P1 for McLaren, Noodles P2, Rilo in P3 for the other McLaren. So McLaren currently sitting P1 and 3. Arcozal in P4, J-Rad P5 for the Alpine, P6 for the Ferrari of Oz Curtis. Oxchillo, the new full-time driver for Mercedes, currently sitting in P7. P8 and P9, the 2 Red Bull boys, you can't separate them in Kahoot and Restless Orb. You've got P10, Accelerator dropping multiple positions there. Not too sure what happened to him. Zoltan manages to get rid of his drive-through penalty and now sitting in P11. So this safety car worked out in his favour over anybody else's. Abstract's currently sitting in P12. Jumps onto a set of the soft tyres. So he's going to try and take these the rest of the way. Birdie in P13. Abyss in P... no, Birdie... I know what Birdie's doing. He learnt that from yours truly last night. So Birdie's, so that was Abyss, I mean. Birdie into the pits. Sorry, Abyss into the pits. Birdie now up into P13, but gets real close to the back of Abstracts there. Birdie, you need to be a bit careful, mate. Saw some pens come your way last night. JBO in P14 for the Haas. But these are the 3 that we're going to be watching here. 4 even, actually, because Arcozal is really starting to put in a bit of a battle. No, you're right, ZK. I don't understand what Roscoe is thinking. Like I said, they may not even be in a party because Roscoe is only reserve. I believe he's only new to our server, our Discord server of Wallaby Racing League. So he may not even know Rilo or may not have even joined that party, so there may not be any communication between these 2 guys whatsoever. He may think he's playing the team game. And look, I mean, at the moment, he sort of is. He's keeping Noodles at bay, and which is keeping Rilo in the fight. But he can't expect to hold it for much longer. You know, 17 laps is where we watched those hard tyres drop off last night. Like I said, Zoltan in P1 last night, sitting on 17 lap old hard tyres and just got absolutely sconced by JTM on the fresher mediums, which is exactly what we're looking at here. And it's just gonna, you know, history is just gonna repeat itself. Safety car is in this lap, so we are going to jump on board Again, let's jump on board with Rilo this time around. So Rilo is going to try and get the best jump that he possibly can over Noodles, but Noodles, once again, like I said before, manages to get quite some decent starts. He manages to pick them off, knows exactly when they're going to go. And here we go. Roscoe slowing down the pack. Swerving, but he's starting to line up his car a bit. He's going to go late here. There he goes. He's off. And like I said, Noodles managed to catch that really, really well. There's only 3/10. He's going to be able to use a bit of his ERS. He's going to be able to pull up as much as he can. Now down the inside of turn 1. Heading towards the second 90-degree turn of turn 2. Straight down the second longest straight on the track. He is right up the backside of Roscoe. Roscoe is going to have to try and park his car in the best position possible to try and hold off Noodles. Noodles now manages to gap Rilo 1.2 seconds, and Noodles almost goes up the backside of Roscoe, going very wide, almost clipping that wall, and that is going to lose a little bit of time to Roscoe ahead of him, and it's also going to allow Rilo to catch up a little bit. We've got Kozel and J-Rad going side by side here. J-Rad down the inside loses out of position towards Curtis. Curtis takes full opportunity of that and says thank you very much, and slips down the outside of him. And now heading into the... What's happened here? We've got a yellow flag down the back here. That is Kahoot, and Zoltan managed to get caught up somewhere along the lines there. I'm not too sure where. But we are going to go back up here to Rilo and Noodles. Rilo managed to catch up that full 1.3 seconds that he was down, and is now back to the 5/10. Who the hell is Disco? Disco going to be a sitting duck. Oh, Roscoe, right. Yeah, look, Zico, I fully agree with you, man. Kozel is one of the drivers that I would love to see get a really good position. He's been, the entire season he's been second fiddle to Left 4 Dead, but I'm not saying that in a negative way. He has been probably the best teammate I think any of these drivers could have. He's been extremely crucial in team play battle. Holding up drivers when he needs to hold up drivers to allow Left 4 Dead back into the fight. Kozel moves over and lets Left 4 Dead loose, and then holds up the rest of the pack so that Left 4 Dead can get a gap between those guys behind. He is definitely the teammate of teammates in the entire, I would say the entire server. That's my strong opinion on him. But that said, I would love to see him get at least a top 3. And look, right now he's definitely on form for it. He's definitely up there. He's just got to try and keep up with these boys ahead, and try and make a move where he can, or try and force an error from someone. So, yeah, I fully agree with you. I'd love to see him get a really good position. But goes a little bit wide, taps that wall. That is not what we need to see. If you are listening, Kozel, don't pay attention to me. Just keep driving, my man. Now Oz Curtis is going to try and take full opportunity of this one too. Only 2/10, 1 point. Oh, here we go. Only 1/10 now off the back of Roscoe. Doesn't even need ERS. He now turns on his ERS. Who's got the fastest straight line? It looks like it is. It is, yeah. It's definitely Curtis. Curtis has the fastest straight line, but Kozel comes fighting back. Now tucks back in behind, and he's taking it from there. He says, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. So Curtis now tries to move off the racing line there to try and break that slipstream. Doesn't manage to do it. And that is, oh my God, it's so unfortunate for Kozel, as Kozel goes straight into the wall there. It looks like he is now missing a lot of his wing. Let's have a look here. Is he missing any of his wing? Yeah, he's missing his front right end plate. and probably half of his wing too. So now he is going to have to try and battle back as much as he can as he holds up J-Rad and Oxchillo behind him. But this is where it's going to get real sketchy. Going in through the castle is going to be where it's quite difficult. He manages to do it very well though. So more power to you, my man. As Oz Curtis now 6/10 off of the back of Rilo. He's now trying to catch up to Rilo to try and regain a podium position after... Yeah, it is commentator's curse at its best. Exactly right. Yeah, Curtis now going to try and get back up into a podium position after he started off the race with a drive-through penalty for a jump start. So right now, I would say personally that this is driver of the day for me. And our Kozel into the wall. There he goes. That is going to scare a lot of the drivers coming up to him. Imagine that, driving around the corner and seeing a car just parked straight in the middle. Tyres still moving. And that is going to bring out another safety car. So this is going to work really well in Oz Curtis's favour. But again, Roscoe not pitting. This is the final 3 laps. Guys, what are we going to see here? Are we going to start to see some desperate moves from Noodles, Rilo and Oz Curtis? Is Roscoe going to take P1 with Rilo's keeping P3? We've got a lot of the guys here on the back of the grid all pitting for soft, fresh tyres because we are going to see a 2-lap dash race here. It's going to go down to the final 2 laps. So safety car, I would say, is going to be in at the end of the next lap. So that'll be lap 24. So it'll give you lap 25 and lap 26 for racing. And if you have not caught up, mate, you have got some driving to do. I think, personally, ZK, I think it's a bit late for Roscoe to pit now. He's committed to the 17-lap-old hard tyres. I don't think he can do anything from there. Kozel, if you're in the stream, mate, that is just absolute rotten luck. I'm so sorry to see that, man. You're on for such a good drive, and it was your time. You deserved it. Not the crash. You deserved a podium, is what I'm saying. But hopefully next week, my man, you can come back. So Oxchillo currently sitting in P8 on the fresher tyres behind everybody ahead of him. Birdie on 7-lap-old medium tyres. Abyss on 5-lap-old soft tyres. We've got the boys ahead on 11, 10, 10, 10, and then 18 lap-old hard tyres, where the rest of the guys down below have 10-lap and 11-lap-old mediums. So this is where it's going to get really interesting. Roscoe he seems to be defending quite well. He must have a lot of straight line speed or cornering speed. One or the other that Noodles doesn't have. Yep, safety car in this lap, yeah. It will 100% be safety car in this lap. Yep, Birdie is in as well, so he's going to... Yeah, he's done well there, actually, Birdie, to keep P9. Nicely done there on fresh, soft tyres. Oxchillo now right on the back of Abyss on the fresher, softer tyres as well. But is he going to be able to try and make these moves? Oxchillo now in P7. Oz Curtis in P4 on the 10-lap-old medium tyres. I think Oz Curtis definitely has the pace on Rilo. It's just a matter of where he can make a move. We are going to be watching the rest of this race with no DRS, so it now comes down to your absolute ERS management and your overtakes. Are you going to go for the late dives? Are you going to go for the late braking? What are you going to do? You're going to try and force the error on the driver ahead. It comes down to pure driver skill. There is no false, there's no fake overtakes here with DRS. It is purely down to the driver. Henchman calling it early, or a few laps early. Has a feeling that Roscoe is going to pull this off. I don't know. We watched JTM do this yesterday. We watched Zoltan do this yesterday. I've mentioned this a few times. And JTM just absolutely blitzed him on the fresher mediums. And Zoltan was on the 17 lap hold hards. 19 lap hold hards by the end of the race, I believe. So his tyres are going to be screaming. So, like, surely they're going to be screaming. Noodles, turn off your ERS. It's back on. We go racing. So Roscoe now gets a decent start, but Noodles is still right up behind him, only 2/10. But look at this, Rilo now battling with Noodles ahead of him, trying to get any position that he can, and this absolutely could help Roscoe out in the long run. But you've got the drivers like Oz Curtis behind. You've now got Oxchillo, who's made up 2 places off the restart from P7 to P5, so he is on the fresher tyres there, so he is going to be holding up the guys behind, but he is going to be challenging these guys ahead. Oxchillo could be in the box seat if he can manage to get some moves done on these guys ahead of him. We're going to have to see how this one plays out too. Oz Curtis now 3/10 behind Rilo. Rilo is going to have to try and hold off Oz Curtis to try and keep that final podium step, whereas Noodles and Roscoe are going to battle out for P1 and P2. Oxchillo now gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That is just very unfortunate for him because he was on for a decent finish. So Oxchillo all over the back of Oz Curtis. Oz Curtis on the back of Rilo. Rilo still trying to catch Noodles as best as he can. Unfortunately for him, it just doesn't seem to be holding out. Looks like Rilo tapped the wall there, and this is where Oz Curtis is going to try and come into play and use the best opportunity that he's got for the remainder of this race to try and catch up and try and get a position made. Like I said, there is going to be no DRS, so this is all down to driver skill. Oz Curtis pulls out and is now let Oxchillo behind. He knows that there is a 3-second time penalty there and it's not his race. He knows that the driver behind is on faster tyres. He knows that this is not going to be his battle, and hopefully if Oxchillo manages to cause an error up ahead, he can just skate on by and take that final podium position. Sector 1 incident, and that is Roscoe out. Roscoe has DNF'd on the final lap. That is so unfortunate for him, which now puts Noodles up into P1, so Rilo into P2, Oxchillo P3, and Oz Curtis P4. Oz Curtis now needs to stay within that 3-second gap to the driver ahead of him, which is Oxchillo, because he has that 3-second penalty, and that is so unfortunate for Roscoe. Oh my God, Roscoe, what have you done? You should have pitted a long time ago. You were skating on ice. Oxchillo gets a little bit squirrely there. And that, for Noodles, has now opened up his throttle and just said, see you later, I'll just skate on by for P1 here. You guys can fight it out for P2 and 3. As Rilo now almost gets done by Oxchillo. Oxchillo only 2/10 off of the driver in front of him. Is he going to try and make a move down the inside here? It does look like it. He's going to, no, he tucks back in. Oh my God. I thought he was going to try and go for a move down the inside. Now he's going to try and make a move down the main straight. Can he get it done though? Is he going to try and go for P2 on track? And if he does, mate, what a drive from this guy here. But he's got a 3-second time penalty, so that is going to drop him down a fair whack, probably down to P6. It'll drop him down to. So we'd watch on board with Noodles as he now takes P1, Rilo P2, Oz Curtis back up onto the podium with P3. We've got accelerator. What? It's glitched out again. Yep. Cool. Love the glitch. Accelerator did not get second. Guys, you did not get second. Yeah, it's just that time glitch at the end there, by the looks of it. So Noodles, Rilo, and Oz Curtis. Let's see if Oz Curtis has a headset yet, hey? There you go, guys. If you can just include your audio for us. So there we go. That is our Baku round done for Wallaby Racing League for this week. We move on next week. We move down to France. So if everyone has looked at the calendar, it does say Brazil Sprint, but we are actually changing that and swapping it with France. But guys, we're going to speak to our P2 getter, which is Rilo. Rilo, mate, welcome to the podium. It's I don't think I've seen you on the podium at all this season yet, but mate, welcome. It's so good to see you. Tell us about your race. You were battling it out at the top there with Noodles for quite some time.
Yeah, pretty much since that first safety car was behind Noodles. Yeah, just wasn't really close enough to make a move or anything. And then, yeah, that second... Yeah, go on.
Were you able to catch him in the cornering, or was it in the straights that you were managing to catch him?
Nah, yeah, it was the second sector through the corners.
Yeah.
I was running a slightly more downforce than him, so yeah.
Okay.
But,
right, and then your strategy over his, like, I know that you guys pitted at the same time. Were you just waiting to see what he did, and you were just going to follow suit, or were you going to try something different, and it just turned out that you guys pitted at the same time?
I was thinking maybe an undercut, but yeah, that safety car came out, so we both hit on the safety car. Yeah, I think if I didn't get then I probably would have been south for the rest of the race because he would have been on the first mediums. But
yeah, I fully agree.
Yeah.
Your teammate Rilo, were you guys in a chat together at all, or?
Nah, I was actually.
Oh, not Rilo. So you are Rilo. I mean,
Roscoe,
the other guy, Roscoe.
Nah, I wasn't. I was with Noodles and all that.
Yeah, okay. Because I'm just. The chat and I were all baffled as to what he was doing. He should have pitted a lot earlier.
Yeah.
I think he was sitting on 18 lap old hards by the end of it. We didn't know if he was trying to hold up Noodles for you, but you know, we move on and we'll try and get to the bottom of what he was doing.
Yeah.
But mate, moving on to France next week. How are you looking there?
I don't know yet. I'll do a bit of practice and we'll see. But it's never been my best track. But...
No, okay, fair enough. It's just too wide or too many corners.
Oh yeah, just the corners and no traction for me there at all.
Yeah, no, I'm the same myself. So,
yeah.
No, fair enough. Well, mate, thank you very much and congratulations on P2.
Thank you.
You know, your fight with Noodles is definitely one to watch for pretty much the majority of the stream. So, it was very, very entertaining.
Yeah.
But moving on to P1, the man again, Noodles. How are you, man?
Guilty.
Guilty? No, I don't want to hear it.
So last lap, turn 2. Roscoe locked up and I caught it late. That's him retiring.
Yeah. Okay.
So if he puts a
he
record
locked
in,
up
I
and you went
understand.
into the back of him, or?
Yeah, he locked up. I caught it late. I was pushing, of course. It's obviously the overtake, but
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of over pushing. But he locked up on my screen. I don't know on his screen what he did, but he locked up on my screen. I caught it late, tapped him. Damage. He lost his whole wheel. So if he puts a report in, I'm not going to defend. But of course, I have to be a little bit selfish. I wanted that win, man.
Yeah.
I want that win.
Yeah.
I was in front all race. And in my head, all race, to myself, if I think we're next in Rapid Azerbaijan, so if me and Riley can do this next week, our teammates.
Yeah, I think you guys are on for something then. You guys are definitely on for something there.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel very guilty. But to take the positives, quality was really, really good. The boys around me got the drive through, so I knew this was just my race. And yeah, I was just telling Riley, just get around me. We'll get away from the pack because I knew we were very, very quick. So yeah, and that last safety car pretty much ruined my race. I can say I was ready for overtake, but yeah.
The racing behind Roscoe, was it just really hard to get past him on a lot of the areas, because I noticed that he managed to put his car into the right position leading into a lot of the corners, and you just weren't able to get up. There was one part, I think it was turn 4. You almost locked up into the back of him, and you went quite wide and almost tapped the wall.
Yeah, that
was after the safety car restart, I think.
Because we had the Div 3 Rapid boys in the party as well, and they were talking non-stop, so I couldn't really focus.
Okay.
So I just told them, shut up, give me 2 laps to focus, whatever. Which they did, but like I said, yeah, I still feel guilty. If he reports it, I'm not going to defend it, I'll take the penalty. But I have to be selfish, I want that win. I hope he doesn't. Because I was in front of
gentleman.
But
no, it's fair.
Positives. So I'd take positives out of this.
Yeah. No, absolutely. All right, well, man, look, congratulations. How are you feeling about France as well? We always ask this. How are you feeling?
50-50. It's a rapid track,
50-50.
so we've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
So, it's not the same as it used to be anymore. But yeah.
No, I fully agree. And predictions for Baku this weekend?
I think Verstappen or Perez will hit each other like Ricciardo and Verstappen did years ago, and Alonso win.
Okay. Alonso for the win.
Sorry,
I reckon, actually,
it's not a prediction.
I rate that.
It's a fact. Sorry.
I rate that. I reckon, you know what? I think that Mercedes could be up there with their new side pods. So they've changed their car.
I've given up on Ferrari this season. I'm going for Aston
No, I
this
think
year.
everyone has.
Love the Ferrari boys, but fucking hell, just make me depressed more and more.
All right, well, man, congratulations again on P1. Second P1 in a... no, it wasn't, because you didn't... Because Left 4 Dead got it last week, my bad.
The first 2 and 4, I think.
But yeah, 2 and 4. So congratulations, man. It was such a good race, dominant race from the get-go for you. And, yeah, we love seeing it. It's exactly what we like seeing different winners every weekend. So it's fantastic.
Main
to watch.
positive is that me and Rolo, we can probably take this into next week for Rapid. So
100% you can. This is just a practice race for you, blokes.
Pretty much.
That's it. So, guys, thank you very much for joining us in stream. And again, apologies for all the issues at the start of the stream there with my headset crackling like crazy. I found out that it's the game that's doing it, not my headset or the controller. But we move. Next week, guys, join us live as we go racing here around the track of France. On Sunday, 8:30 p.m. AEST, Australian Eastern Standard Time. And then we come back for Tier 2 on Tuesday, same time, and then Tier 1 on Wednesday, same time. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We love to see it. We'll see you all next week.